How's it going, guys? Connor here. This is a very special episode of Podcast Lizard. Welcome to the Gauntlet, presented by our man, Jack.
Howdy ho, hatchling! I'm your host, Jack. Welcome to the Gauntlet. So the rules of the game is we have 2 teams, 3 rounds. The first and second round is worth 1 point, the third round is worth 2 points. There's going to be a sudden death round if there's a draw. Hopefully it doesn't come to that, but today we have our contestants. In one side we have Connor!
Hello, Jack. Good to be here.
So tell me a bit about yourself, Connor. What is your favourite smell?
My favourite smell? Oh, it has to be a freshly cooked pizza. You know?
Oh, that's a good smell. See, I like the smell of a freshly cut spring grass spewing across a babbling brook with a hint of lemon. You know what I'm talking about. Hey, hey, ha, ha. Anyway, moving on to Jonah.
Hey, hey, hey.
So, Jonah, tell me a bit about yourself. How long are your toenails?
I don't have any.
You don't have any toenails? Well, see, I mean, maybe you should try a manicure or a pedicure. I don't know which really one it is. It's either the hand or the foot. I don't really care. Anyway, let's move on swiftly to the first round. So, today we have for the first round is YouTube. So all questions are going to be based around YouTube, evolving around videos that we've all seen collectively. So, Connor is going first.
Brilliant.
Connor, the first question is, what is John Sedano's first cover song? His first cover song only, not his first actual video.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Come on, I gotta speed you up a bit, Connor.
I can't think. No.
Maybe a quick guess.
No. I want to say Radiohead, but I know it's not.
Are you looking in?
Let's say Creep Radiohead. I know it's not, but what is
I'm
it?
sorry, but you're wrong. Passing over to Jonah. Jonah, do you have an answer for that question?
I can't think of any at the minute. Can't think of any of his covers for some reason.
Ah, well, such a shame. The correct answer was Imagine by John Lennon.
Oh no. I knew that, you know. Knew that.
You knew it?
Yes.
I mean, you could have told me
Not
it
at the
to begin with.
time.
I didn't know it.
Moving swiftly on. Question 2. This one's for you, Jonah. What game did a little boy sing about playing it every day?
Pokemon Go.
That is correct! Pokemon Go. So 1 point to Jonah. Writing it down on the tally. 0 for Connor.
Thanks. Couldn't follow that one.
Well, you know, this is the rules of the game. You either say the right answer or it gets passed on. If you still can't think of it, then tough, you're getting over it. So, moving swiftly on to question 3. This is for you again, Connor.
Fire away, Jack.
What word was said in a clip from Hercules?
Disappointed?
That is correct.
Come on. I'm on the board.
Can you, Connor, please reenact that scene?
Right. Do you want a bit of backstory to the scene? Because,
Let's hear your reenactment first.
okay. Disappointed!
I mean, it was average at best, but
Thank you. Thanks.
you still earned the point.
New bonus point for that.
No bonus points. None given today in my host in my hosting.
I feel foolish now.
Well, you should understand how the host feels putting on this stupid voice. Anyway, you said that you knew a bit of a background story to that, do you?
Sort of. So the script was he would say something and then he would act disappointed. But he read it as if he had to see it disappointed. So when you watch the actual clip, it doesn't make sense that he said disappointed in the way that he said it.
Just to reiterate out there that all the questions are revolving around videos that you could watch on YouTube, just to clarify any points that are said in the questions. So, moving on, we have question 4 to Jonna. Now, Jonna, what is grapefruiting?
I've got no idea.
I've got to speed you up here, Jonna. You got to give me an answer, or we're just gonna have to pass it on to Connor.
I'll have to pass. I don't think I've ever seen that video.
Okay, passing it on to Connor.
Well, it is putting a sliced grapefruit around a penis and rubbing it down while giving a blowjob. Is that it?
Wrong. No. You're correct. You're correct.
That would have been pretty embarrassing if I was wrong. Let's be honest
Can
here.
you tell me how you came across that?
How did we come across that?
Well, I mean, I remember. But I'm the host.
No bonus points, so
There are no bonus points for it.
it was just a YouTube video, right? It's like we were sitting with a group of friends. Was that it?
What happened was we were watching a few videos and it just came on next. It was just of a long range of videos, and that's just what appeared on next in the line of a few videos. We were watching some stupid shit before then. But I can't really remember what the video before that we watched came.
Yeah,
But-
that was a weird part of YouTube we were at.
It was pretty dark, but I sincerely would like any of our listeners who do not understand what grapefruiting is to please check it out, because its hilarious content is not one to be missed. So, question 5. This one is for you, Connor.
Good.
Who sang the song Everyday Normal Guy? Now I know you know it.
I know it. I know his first name for definite, but he's got like a
I need the
French
full name, please.
second name, and I'm not
I
sure.
do need the full name.
I'm not going to say the first name because it might help Jonna.
Are you passing?
I'm
or
passing.
are
I'm
you
passing. I don't know it.
You passing it on?
Yes.
So, Jonna, do
Right?
you got an answer for that?
Yep, I think it's pronounced John LaJoy.
That is correct. Another point to Jonna.
Good job.
So, that is the first round. There's 5 questions in each round, and that is all 5 questions done. So we have the current score, 2 for Connor, 2 for Jonna. We're currently at a tie.
Ho
So now the first round's over. How do you guys feel like you did? Do you feel like you've done okay answering the questions, or you shouldn't have passed questions that you did, or?
I mean, the one that's for me is the John Sedano. Can't believe I didn't get that right.
Such a shame.
I knew it. I knew it.
You're the one that knows him best out of all of us.
Been there from the beginning. We'll go way back. Me and Johnny.
What about you, Jonna? You got the Pokemon Go question right straight away.
Yeah, I'm happy with that one. I was like, I've watched that video enough times.
But Everyday Normal Guy, we've all seen that.
What's that? Is it like nearly 10-year-old now, or close to 10-year-old.
I would think so.
It's unbelievable.
So moving swiftly on to round 2. Round 2 is going to be the same as the first, but with Jonna now starting. So Jonna, round 2 is going to be on miscreated. All the questions in this section will involve the game Miscreated and our experiences with it. So, first question, Jonna. How many major towns are there in the map currently? Think about all the city names in your head and try and come up with an idea.
I'd say 7.
Can you please name them?
Pinecrest. Right.
Yes. Yes.
Sultan.
Yes.
Woodhaven.
Yes.
Hayward Valley.
Right.
The Memorial one. Would you class that as in town? I don't know then. I guess 5.
You're saying 5? Are you looking in 5?
Yeah, I'm looking for 5.
I'm sorry, but the answer is wrong. I'm going to pass it over to Connor.
Right. I would have just said 4, to be honest. Major cities.
4 major cities?
Yeah.
Wrong.
Okay.
It's going to be 6, isn't it?
It's 6.
Oh man.
It's 6.
Right.
Such a shame.
That's a pity. So, what other?
Yes, all the major cities are actually Brightmoor, Sultan, Pinecrest, Downtown, Woodhaven, and the airfield. So moving on to question 2, we have, for Connor, what bullet type does the hunting rifle use? Now this is a difficult one.
.308.
Correct!
Oh, come on.
That's amazing!
I've done it, boys.
Another point for Connor goes on the tally. Question 3 is for you, Jonna. We have, who is our worst enemy on the server that we played on?
Oh, that's an easy one. It's Balloon?
Oh! Absolutely right, you even said it with the question mark. Moving on to question 4, for you, Connor.
Lay it on me, sir.
Now this one requires a description.
Oh no.
What happened the first time we encountered the thing?
The first time we encountered the thing?
The first time we encountered the thing.
For me, it was in Pinecrest. I think that's what you are thinking of as well.
Yeah?
It was in Pinecrest, and it was basically chasing us around a shop. And then we got pushed basically on top of the roof. Don't know, that was pretty much it. And then we ended up getting chased by it, jumping off the roof and getting chased by it into the other shop.
I'll accept that as the answer.
Right.
That was good, yeah?
Okay.
It's
Is
an
there
accurate
anything-
description as to what happened.
Anything I missed?
I had something that I did that.
What do you
Right.
have to add, Jonna?
Used to both either had a power cut or your internet went down.
Oh, you're right.
So I was left alone with this thing. Well, you was just stuck on the ladder, climbing up to the roof of the shop.
Yeah, Jet was stuck on the ladder and I was in like a bush somewhere. Watching
Now,
this.
if I was allowing bonus points, Jonna would have earned it there.
He would have. I would have accepted that.
But, since it's unfair to start doing bonus points now, Jonna, I'm sorry. we cannot give you the bonus points.
You for effort there though, Jonah.
It was fantastic. It was a good
I
memory.
tried.
But the first answer that Connor gave was in fact correct. It did have factual content in it, which happened. So I'll allow it.
Booyah.
But finally, the last question is for you, Johnny.
Yep.
What happened the first time we entered downtown?
Right. So we weren't exactly together. We sort of split up a bit. Me and Connor were slightly ahead of you, and it was our first time going into the biggest city, and the people were down the street shooting us, and we basically got split up, and me and Connor got chased throughout the entire city of downtown. Like, at least 5 people non-stop chasing us for half an hour or something. And yeah, we all died in the end.
I'll accept that. That is correct.
It was a harsh ending.
It was a harsh ending for us all. It wasn't expected, but it was a great story.
I remember the way I died. I ran for some food in the aisle on the shopping thing and I got brought a machine gun down. I just wanted to eat. Like me and Johnny were getting like herded like cattle.
Yeah.
We ran to a dead end at one point and had a
Well,
backtrack.
There was a guy hidden behind like a block shooting at you guys, and I was just in the bush right next to him.
Right.
But if I killed him, then his mates who were either side of him would have just gunned me down. So at the end of round 2, how do you feel that went?
Pretty good, yeah. There's
It's
one
like-
question that I feel may need some elaboration.
What's that?
Balloon.
Balloon?
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 Why is he our enemy on that server?
So we just started playing the Italian server for whatever reason. That was just the first server we joined.
Yeah.
And we keep encountering the same guy in a town called Balloon with a question mark. And every time we encounter him, he's typing in chat, saying he's friendly and that, but he's always trying to kill us. And we've had like, I think 3 encounters with him now.
Roughly.
So I went out my way to find him on Steam and add him. I went through like pages of people called Balloon till I found one with a question mark, and it turns out it was the right one. But he quickly removed us, because I'd be able to see when he was online. We'd know when to find him.
Bloody Balloon.
But he kept trying to kill us. He had mates with him. And he kept on trying to...
He was like whistling to summon his mates.
Yeah, he's saying he wanted to join our gang, and... he just goes around from town to town in a car saying, "Hello, is anyone there?" in the hope that someone replies so he can hunt them down.
Just classic Balloon.
Classic Balloon.
I'm glad I didn't get the question about the ammo type, because I never would have got that.
Yeah, I mean, I was so surprised that Connor actually got that.
I don't
I
know where it
couldn't
came
believe it.
from. I don't know where it
would
came
never
from.
have gotten that. I don't even know why I wrote that question down. I thought it was going to be way too harsh. I just thought, well, it's an idea. I'll stick it in and then I'll replace it if I can think of something better later. I just didn't think of anything but...
I don't even use the hunting rifle. I don't even think I use a gun that uses .30 years.
Where the hell did you get that bullet type from then?
It's
Is
a
it just
common,
memorable to you?
It's a common bullet type. It's just I didn't know what gun it was for, and it was the only bullet type that came into my head at that time. It was that and .22, but I knew that was a pistol round, so I just said 308, and
Well, it was a bloody good guess.
it was.
But I remember the first time we ever encountered the thing, and we first saw it, and well, we keep referring to it as the thing, but it's really just some massive fat zombie in the game that just looks like the thing. And the first time we ever came across it was in Pinecrest, and we were so scared of it until we just plucked up the courage to go and run at it and axe it and see what would happen, and it just started chasing us for ages.
That was so funny. We were being really cautious, and then I just ran up behind it with my hatchet, hit it, it turned round, and oh my god, it was huge. It was absolutely huge. And then you had a bat or something, didn't you, Jack?
I did.
And you started whacking it with your bat and... Where were you at that time, Jonah? Were you in the fire station?
I was there with you. I was
Yeah.
hitting it with something. I can't remember what I had.
So, moving on to round 3. Now I hope that you guys like this round, because I feel like this round's the most special to us. This round's going to have buzzers, so whoever buzzes in first gets to answer the question first. If they answer it wrong, it's passed on. Round 3 is based on in-jokes, jokes that are relative to only us and only us know about them, so it'd be good to get some explanations about them, so maybe we can speak about some.
Well, this will be an interesting round.
Now there are a few that are standard that I didn't want to talk about in the podcast simply because it would have been too easy for you guys to guess. Now there are some easy ones in there, but the trick is, can you explain as to why? So, we'll begin. Fingers at the ready. Question 1. Who is Lord Nip Nip?
Any meat's meat to me, like. I'll eat your penis.
So we have Connor who buzzed in first. Connor, who
Yes.
is Lord Nip Nip?
Lord Nip Nip is... He was a friend of a friend. And then he just started to play with us online. It's Alex, of course. Shout out, Alex.
Love him.
What a guy. What
So
a
can
guy.
you explain as to where the Nip Nip name came from?
Alright, you want the origins of Nip Nip?
The origins of Nip Nip and as to why he became Lord Nip Nip.
Right. So, basically, us and Alex, us as in me, Jack and Jonna, and Alex, we predominantly played GD Online, and you have a crew, you create a crew in GD Online, and we called ours... What was the first name? It was the Flaming Nip Nips, I think it was.
It was the Flaming Nip Nips.
So our crew was called the Flaming Nip Nips. We had a badge and everything, which was a boob on fire. What we all had on the back of like biker jerseys and that. And just Alex is the lord of our lords. So he is Lord Nip Nip.
Good explanation. You've earned both points.
Ooh.
So, fingers on the buzzers for question 2. Are you both ready?
Yes.
Yep.
What is the origin story of Wolf Dad?
Wizard.
Oh, Jonna buzzed in first there. Jonna, can you please explain the origins of Wolf Dad?
I don't even know why I buzzed in. It's panic, but I don't think there was an origin story to it. I think it was just us talking random nothing like we normally do. And
There
think of
wasn't.
stories that happened after we came up with Wolf Dad that involve it, but I'll pass.
Pass? Okay, Connor, over to you. What is the origins of Wolf Dad? How it came about?
Right. First of all, I have no idea how it came about. I can't think. But I remember there was a time when we were going through some SoundCloud stupid stuff, like stupid songs and that, and there was one called Wolf Dad. And it was like
Yeah.
horrendous. That's the only really thing I can think about with Wolf Dad, but I think John is right. I can't think of an origin story per se, but it does sound like something that was born out of our nonsense.
I'll offer 1 point to you there, Connor,
Oh, he's generous, like.
for the SoundCloud. But there was, in Grand Theft Auto, when we were trying on different masks and outfits and face paints, when Connor, you, in fact, made yourself look like a wolf, somehow.
Right? I can't even remember this.
Can you not?
Nah.
Jonah started calling you Wolf Dad from the song on SoundCloud. And then when we went into Beast versus Slushes, it came about again. Wolf dead.
That's crazy. I can't remember that. It does really sound like something Wolf would do. I'm fine with the 1 point.
Okay. Moving on to question 3. Fingers on buzzers, guys. What is coin? It's hard. Jonna buzzed in first straight away there.
Damn it!
Jonna, what is
Yeah.
coin?
Right, so this came from our first year in university, and it's, again, just our randomness. It was born out of nothing. We're sitting around waiting for a lecture in uni with nothing to do, and we just started spinning coins on the table and doing random stuff, flicking coins off each other, and they came up with the game Coin, where we just shout coin,
How do you play a coin?
try and flick a coin off other people's hand.
2 points to you, Jonna. You got the question right. The coin is spinning though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true, actually.
Yeah.
So this is debatable.
Just to clarify.
This is debatable. 2
Why,
points.
Are you wanting to stick on a point? Is there point rivalry going on here?
Let's go to the judges, I would say, but I'll give them the 2 points because I'm ahead.
I'm allowing it. I'm allowing the 2 points.
Okay.
You're still ahead in the lead, Connor, by 1 point at the minute.
Right.
But, finger on buzzers, that too may change. Can you explain the quote, Pop a wheelie? It's hard. Jonah again, buzzing in straight away.
Right, this is one of my favourite stories from uni, this. This comes from our friend Bateman, who's 1,000 stories in himself. It's really hard to explain Bateman, but we're sitting around in a tutorial at uni before we went home, and he was in one of the computer chairs, and his was a bit shaky and crooked, so we asked him to pop a wheelie. So he leans back on the computer chair and it completely snaps in half, leaving him on the floor. And we're just crying, laughing.
2 points to you, Jonah.
I genuinely don't remember that story. Was
You
I there
don't
for that?
remember it?
I don't think you were there, because it was our database class with Robbie Shockwave.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been there. No. That sounds amazing.
It was a moment you had to be there for.
I thought
believe
we
you-
brought it up to you before. It's like one of our favourite
sure,
stories
yes.
ever.
No, I don't think I've heard it ever before.
So, moving on to question 5, the last question that we have. What nearly caused Connor to turn into a toothpaste tube?
Any meat's meat to me, like. I'll eat your penis.
Connor busted straight away there.
I've got it. This is like me near-death experience, this. So, it was like dinner time and we were going to like maybe Aldi or McDonald's or something. And then on our way back, there's this road what's like a really busy road. And John was walking beside us. And he went to push us into the road. But not like properly. But he did. He pushed us like hard enough to push us into the road, and there was a Land Rover or a Range Rover coming down the road. And then everything was alright. I was out the way, but with like time to spare and that. But then we started to think, wouldn't it be funny if like I tripped and like the Land Rover like ran us over and like caused like a toothpaste effect. So do you know when you roll up toothpaste to get like the stuff from the bottom? Like that would just happen to me.
You probably all just smush out and start
So it
curling
just
up.
comes out with the top.
Out your head.
Oh my head, yeah.
Yeah, 2 points to you there, Connor.
Thank you.
So at the end of that round, that leaves us with Connor on 9 points and Jonna on 8.
We are the champions. That's right.
So
I
Connor
demand a
wins.
recount.
Thank you, thank you.
So how did you like the in-jokes round? How did you all feel about that?
I mean, learning that story about Bateman for one is mint.
I couldn't believe you weren't there. I honestly thought we were all there for that.
Nah,
I didn't think you were there, but I think I remember telling you about it a few times.
Yeah.
We've talked about it a lot. It's like one of the funniest moments of uni altogether.
it sounds like.
There was that one time I threw an apple off a girl's head.
That's for another podcast. That we can talk about that for ages.
It was an accident, by the way. But I feel like it's good to have a round based on in-jokes to try and open ourselves up a bit more, so any sort of jokes that we say muttered under our breath, people might understand, they might catch on. Now if we talk about Wolf Dad, people are like, oh well, I've already mentioned it before. I noticed that I've really toned down since the start of the podcast.
Yeah.
I don't blame you. I don't think you keep that.
I couldn't keep that up. It was way too difficult to try and think on the spot of how I'm going to present. Right, everybody. Well, thank you all for listening. We are now on iTunes, so please check us out on there. Hopefully you will take the time to follow us on Twitter and Facebook and join the Discord channel. Hopefully we'll make good content for you. Give us any feedback that you have, and we'll be there for you. But thank you very much for listening. Alright guys, it's been real.